Dallas, Texas, 2K Sports. I'd like to welcome you to the boards. This is Kevin Harlan joining me. The Mavericks hoping to give a strong showing here for their home crowd. In the Western Conference, currently holding on to that instant play.
This is an incredible atmosphere in this building, Kevin. I mean, their winning streak has continued to grow. As it has, their fans' excitement has grown right along with it.
Yeah, the energy in this place is amazing, Clark. I mean, this is one of the toughest buildings in the NBA to play in right now because of just how fired up these fans have become during this streak.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron is the 3 with Thompson at the 4. J.R. Smith out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Perkins in at the center filling out the middle.
Well, Kevin Durant last season's MVP, but LeBron James has won 4 in the last 6 seasons. He's one of only 5 players to ever win that many, and you can bet he'd love to win a few more.
Here is Barea following the basket by LeBron James. Doris?
Of course, the conversation veered to the challenge of defending LeBron James, and he said there's not a lot of good options with him. He can really do it all. I think you just have to try. You have to bring help. And guys, we've seen LeBron really force the issue as far as getting into the lane. We'll see how they do.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Here is Barea, averaging 8 points a game. A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. And stolen by Perkins. And Irving with a clear path to the hoop ring. Nice time, Clark to get to the rim.
We know he can bounce, and right there an example of how dangerous he is when he's got a path to the hoop.
And you're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage anyway. It was only with one hand, but he threw it down pretty hard.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Kicks it to James. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Will it go? There's the nice layup by Ellis. Ellis has got his first basket.
I'd say that shot was well within his range.
You think so? I mean, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
And he gets it to go. And 11 points for LeBron.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
Here is Barea following the basket by LeBron James and stolen by Kyrie Irving. And James throws it down.
Boy, what a fantastic opening quarter for them.
Yeah, it sure has been. Look at the lead they've jumped out to already. Impressive.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Cavaliers beat them last time when these two teams met in Cleveland.
Yeah, they really took it on the chin that last time out, and the difference was the turnover differential. When you look at the stat sheet, they were so careless with the ball, and those mistakes were just too much to overcome.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Arthur comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for J.J. Barea. Here's LeBron. Again, the Cavaliers score. What about, Clark, what Steve just talked about? How was it possible for them to turn the ball over so much in that game?
Well, I mean, the defense was outstanding. Now, you got to give some credit where credit is due. But they also were a little sloppy at times with the ball. One thing you know when it comes to the Mavericks is they're not going to sit back and stand pat. They want to reload, not rebuild every year.
1:53 left in the first quarter. Knocked away. Irving with the steal. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. 19 points for LeBron. Well, guys, the Mavericks have made the most out of this run since they've had Dirk Nowitzki. A strong team for so long because they never tore it down.
And there were times they could have. I mean, you have to respect that mentality that, you know, they've maintained their unity, their continuity. And as long as you have Dirk, you know you can put pieces around him to be competitive. That's what the Mavs have always done.
Well, it's funny. Back when LeBron joined the Heat, some critics said he'd given up the chance to be the franchise player and carry his team. But guess what? No matter who LeBron plays with, he's always the franchise player. That's how good he is.
Richard Jefferson, he's checked in for Dallas. Harris comes in for Monte Ellis. Now here's James. Last game, an incredible scoring display for him, and that is good.
Well, they've played terrific basketball at both ends, and that's why this lead is totally out of control.
Really been an almost flawless game for him, Steve. No doubt about it.
And you think back to LeBron after the 2011 finals, many also questioned whether he had, quote unquote, what it took to win a title. He's obviously answered those questions.
Now here's Rondo. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. To stop the drought, and the basket by Harris. 44 seconds left here in the first quarter. And some harsh criticism, Clark, for LeBron after the decision, or his comments after the 2011 finals.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? It's really impressive to see how he's handled that. He misspoke and mishandled both of those situations. And to his credit, he's expressed regret about those things, displaying a maturity we've always seen in him. One of the remarkable things about LeBron is that for the magnitude of his celebrity and his stature and the expectations, I don't know if we've had an athlete handle himself any better under the hot, bright lights of stardom.
And Harris wide open. He shoots. They get the rebound. 1 second left. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
And an ideal finish to the quarter for them as he drains it at the buzzer.
Boy, I like it.
And the buzzer sounds.
Tune in this Friday night, March 13th. Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat take on Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors. Be there.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for Cleveland.
And they've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
On the floor for Cleveland. Getting going here in the second. LeBron is the 3 with Thompson at the 4. Irving is out there with J.R. Smith, and it's Perkins in at the 5, roaming the paint. Well, you might have been wondering who the top scoring small forwards have been over the last 10 games. Wonder no more. Here's a peek. LeBron James, number 1.
Well, slasher, scorer, call him whatever you want, but the bottom line is he can tear the rest of the NBA to shreds when he gets going.
That's exactly right. I mean, he's the number 1 guy you have to account for when you take them on. I mean, he's the primary guy in the scouting report. Even if you can't stop him, you've got to try to make him work for his opportunities.
Mavericks making a switch here. Parsons is checked in. With the teardrop and the basket by Harris.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
The drive by James, and he dunks it down.
Yet another bucket in tight for him. That's how he's earning his points today.
Maverick shooting 40% from the field. Barea dishes to Jefferson. Barea kicks to Nowitzki. To the paint. And J.J. Barea, the bucket on the assist by Nowitzki. Barea's got his first basket of the night.
Still trailing, but their offense is off life support here in the second quarter. It's got a pulse.
Yeah, they're making some shots now. Clark finally starting to make up some ground.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Rajon Rondo has gone from the young star understudy to the leadership role. Former teammate The Truth, Paul Pierce, said Rondo is mature. He understood what was coming. Before he had me and KG to lean on. Now he's the guy. He's the captain. I think he's ready. A great endorsement from a terrific leader in his own right. Gentlemen.
High praise, Doris. Thanks. And the Mavericks making a change here. Ellis is checked in.
A chance here, Kevin, to see where the Cavaliers currently rank in the NBA. First in steals, first in field goal percentage, and they're also number 1 in three-point shooting. This is a team that loves to cast up shots from behind the arc.
Yeah, Clark, this is a team that scares opponents because of that steals number that you talked about. They're so good at anticipating plays. They seem to have a Good scheme defensively, night in and night out. They know their roles. They make their rotations. They read the passing lanes, and they frequently get out there, make steals, and then get out in their transition game.
Barea kicks to Nowitzki. Nails the 16-footer. Well, Dirk Nowitzki may be the best mid-range jump shooter in the league, and he's been that way for a long time. A shot that's falling out of favor, but Clark, for him, it's a go-to weapon.
Yeah, he's able to back down defenders and then hit that nice turnaround. Most of the time, he's much taller than whoever's guarding him, so there's really not much you can do to impede that shot.
Puts it up from 12. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is good. Nowitzki's got his second basket of the night.
Now they're finally starting to shoot the ball a little bit better now.
You know, I thought this was the kind of play they needed in the first quarter, but as I always like to say, it's better late than never. And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number one.
They double team Ellis. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Picking up about 4 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. He's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games, dominating the glass in his trademark fashion.
Yeah, and all the rebounds he's been getting in those games have had a cumulative effect on the opponent. I mean, he'll wear you down physically and mentally with that rebounding work.
Here is Barea. He's covered by Irving. Barea, the pass to Nowitzki. That's good. Nowitzki's got 6 points in the quarter.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
And that one's good.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Mavericks have gotten all but one of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. Barea dishes to Nowitzki. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. And that's now 8 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against the Los Angeles Lakers.
And, guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And to do it on the road, too, I mean, with the way they just kept coming at him, they kept that crowd out of the game the entire time. That's good work.
1:14 left in the first half of the game. And again, it's LeBron James. James has got 47 points.
His switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
Parsons outside. Here's Barea, and Dallas again with the bucket. For Cleveland, they've gone 8 of 9 in the second quarter. Very nearly perfect from the field. And Thompson kicks to Perkins. Smith the pass to LeBron. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time.
That's foul number 2 on him. It might not warrant sitting him entirely, but another one before halftime, they could be in some trouble.
A different look for Dallas. Terrell Arthur, who's checked in for Nowitzki. Harris comes in for Monte Ellis. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for J.J. Barea. Irving dishes to LeBron. LeBron is doubled. Smith outside. The leaner. LeBron James on the wing. Over Parsons. Smith kicks to Perkins. The kick out to Irving. Back to LeBron. From deep. No good. Throws it from deep. Cannot hit. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Cavaliers on top, opening up a huge gap. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. What can you say? LeBron James, what an impressive effort today.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
Monte is the 2 with Parsons playing the small forward. Dirk and Chandler up front, and it's Barea in at the point guard position. What we just... Clark, is that possible?
Not probable, but it is possible, partner.
It's possible. Not probable. It is possible. I don't know what all that meant, but you're right, Clark. Well, Dallas coach Rick Carlisle has demonstrated his versatility throughout his coaching stops in Detroit, Indiana, and Dallas. Not really a system coach. He adapts to the talent that he has on each individual team and goes accordingly.
Shooting for Dallas.
And Carlisle presiding over a more half-court, station-to-station style of play in Detroit and Indiana. He's embraced a more up-tempo style, it seems, in Dallas.
Yeah, and he's got an offensively gifted team with the Mavs, and he's always been an innovator using zone defenses to hide weaker defenders and to keep opponents off balance. And again, another example of how the outstanding coaches don't stand pat. They're always learning, growing, and adjusting to give their teams the best chance to win.
Good thought. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Then you look at J.R. Smith. We get a chance to look at some of his stats, how the second half has shaped up for him, averaging 5 points per game, just over 3 steals and 5 assists. It's his anticipation that I like the most about him. That's what leads to all those steals. He thinks the game out, reads the play before it develops.
Yeah, the anticipation is what you nailed there, Steve. His hands are probably as quick as his mind, and that's another reason he's such a pesky defender.
Knocked away. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now, and he jams it with authority.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that's not going to be able to continue if they hope to get back into this game, Clark. It's a deflating play for your morale.
The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Ellis goes in.
Monte Ellis at 6'3" is certainly a gifted scorer. He played most of his career minutes at the shooting guard position. He gives up some size there, however, and that's been a challenge for him at the defensive end.
The Mavericks have shot just 1 free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game. Free throw good, Ellis. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Chandler's shot, good.
You've got to box out on the free throws. Put a body on somebody. The little things can make a big difference.
And some have felt as a scoring combo guard, Ellis would be best as a 6th man. Steve, coming off the bench, what do you think?
I agree. You know, as talented as he is, you know, he's really kind of a combo guard who's a nightmare matchup for a lot of players. But he's not a true point, and he doesn't have that size that you want at the 2-guard spot. So, to me, the 6th man makes perfect sense.
The later we get in the season, the hotter these teams have gotten. Your shooting leaders since the All-Star break in the NBA. The Cavaliers, number 1.
Yeah, and they're playing unselfishly, trying to get good shots every single time down the floor, and it's really paying off for them.
And they double him up with LeBron. Thompson passes to LeBron. 6 on the shot clock. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And a moment to check out the numbers for Kyrie Irving. Some good contributions since the All-Star break. First in steals, and of course passing, such a big part of his game. One of the top 15 leading assist men in the NBA.
And just to mention his steals again, Steve, he's one of those guys who's in a zone where it's like he knows what the other guys are doing. His anticipation is excellent. I mean, it's almost psychic.
Jefferson's checked in for Parsons.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
17 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, we're into the 3rd quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Nowitzki kicks to Barea. Outside for Jefferson. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
I'll tell you what, you can shake your confidence missing wide open shots like that.
They get it back. Thompson dishes to LeBron.
An excellent game we've seen from LeBron. And he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
Well, they might want to think about setting a few more screens for him to try to give him another open look or two. Well, you look at the game of basketball, it really seems to be on the upswing. And that's great news for the NBA. We know that those who play a sport are much more likely to watch it as an adult. And basketball is now the largest participation sport in high school and college.
The Cavaliers have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense can get itself set.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
The growth of the NBA really pretty incredible. 30 years ago, annual league revenues were about $120 million. Now, it's $4.5 billion. That's with a B.
Yeah, the league is really on great financial ground right now. I mean, franchise values are growing astronomically. The players sacrificed in the last collective bargaining agreement negotiation, but as quick as the pie is growing, I think everybody will be just fine, players and owners. That's the epitome of teamwork right there, Kevin, on the alley-oop.
Clark, what about the finish, bringing it down with some thunder?
Yeah, lightning, too.
But I'll tell you, the pass was even better. I mean, he put it on an absolute platter for him.
Well, it's been said about Rajon Rondo that he's the smartest guy in the room and also might be the most stubborn. He's got a terrific IQ for the game, but he's opinionated. We've seen him butt heads with coaches in high school, college, and the pros, but that certainly doesn't take away from his greatness. He's a winner, a champion, and a terrific point guard.
Well, you're right. Allen may have needed a little bit of that just to kind of clear the clutter and show that he could be a leader. Here's LeBron. It's good.
His dust-ups with former coach Doc Rivers. You know, he says he studied his ways and learned a lot from him. Definitely a lot of respect there.
Oh, what a play!
Oh, look at that.
That is a...
Bringing down the house! You have got to be kidding me.
Clark, talk about taking things in your own hands.
Did you get an assist and a field goal for that? I mean, that was ridiculous. Look at that lead up and down the court. They have been in complete control all night.
And it's kept this building as quiet as a library. These fans have had nothing to cheer for.
It's stolen by Smith. And Irving with a clear path to the hoop. And then Smith with the dunk.
So deflating for a team. Clark coughing up the ball at one end, and then it turns into immediate points at the other end.
And it's just as much of a boost for the team getting those easy points off the steal.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. He lobs up the alley-oop pass and finished off by LeBron.
And the shooting percentage continues to climb, guys, here in the second half. They're on fire.
Steve, I like the collective focus since halftime. Good team basketball resulting in high-quality shots.
Rondo drives in. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Looking for Perkins. He gets it there. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
He's been key for this team's offense, the way he's distributed the ball.
Yeah, you know, the offense is just moving through him, Steve. No doubt.
Here's Rondo. Shot is off. And at the end of...
On tap this Wednesday.
Here's Irving. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. LeBron is the 3 with Thompson at the 4. J.R. Smith out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Perkins in at the 5 spot. In the corner, it's Jefferson. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Jefferson's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Mavs. LeBron with it. The high post shot will not go. This is off the front iron. Aminu, the pass to Arthur. The feed now to Jefferson. Harris with it. He's picked up by Irving. Here's Arthur. Second chance shot. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Well, even for a guy not known for his ability to attack the rim, I mean, he's got to lay that one in.
And they double him up with LeBron. Arthur grabs the board.
Well, he's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
Jefferson kicks to Harris. Pass to Smith. Feeds to Aminu. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Shot clock at 5. And it's Harris off the drive. With the clock winding down, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. A different look for Dallas. Laverne, he's checked in for Arthur. Ellis comes in for Jefferson. And Barea subbed in for Harris. James. And that one comes up a bit short.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Here is Barea, covered by Irving. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession.
10 seconds of the shot clock. 10.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. 6 to shoot. Ellis goes in. That is good.
That finish brings me back to the old days, the silky smooth finger roll.
Cavaliers have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. Back to Thompson. Trying to get back on track, and he nails the jumper.
You know, typically he's just a role player, but when he does score, it allows the offense to be more balanced.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And James throws it down.
And that's not supposed to happen. Come on now. You're not supposed to throw an alley-oop from that kind of distance. Come on.
And then Clark to dunk it with authority.
Man.
Wow.
How about the communication between the teammates? That was an impressive display.
Barea, the pass to Laverne, and that one's good.
It makes it so easy for your teammate when you can lead him with a pass like that one.
The drive by James. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. James has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, it's kind of been the story here today, hasn't it, Clark?
For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Still Cleveland 1. 14 seconds on the shot clock. 14.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter.
Mavericks foul call. That's his first personal foul.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
They've been the aggressors, and they've been tougher in the paint all game.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And turnovers, Clark and Steve, have been the issue for them.
Yeah, it sure has been the case. I mean, turnovers are like missing breakfast. Eventually, it's going to cost you.
Why does it always come back to food, Clark?
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game. When they've got it clicking, it's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
And so it's Dallas with it. Dishes it to Ellis. Pass to Aminu. He feeds it to Smith. And the pass to Aminu. Barea with it. Guarded now by Irving. Just 5 to shoot. To halt the run. Here's Laverne. The shot is off. So Cleveland will take it the other way. It's LeBron with the drive. And the shot is good. LeBron's got 10 points in the quarter.
Well, that puts the nail in the coffin.
A clinic in terms of how to play with the lead right there.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Cavaliers.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And one thing about this team, they never stop pushing the envelope. Fantastic year already with 65 wins, and tonight making it 66. Very impressive.
And playing this team only twice on the year, They have to feel good about their strategy and execution, as tonight they complete a season series sweep against the Mavericks.
Well, you look back at this one, and what an amazing performance this has been for James. Every time he shot it seemed like it was just going to drop in, and nobody was surprised. Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far. He had no choice but to lunge for that pass to stop it from getting through.
Well, that was a good job. It could have been a quick bucket if he doesn't knock it out of bounds there.
Devin Harris has checked in for the Mavericks. Thompson with the bucket.
They didn't take their time wrapping this game up. They pretty much did it in a hurry.
Yeah, they had a nice spurt to polish this one off.
And it's Harris off the drive. Here's Jefferson.
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
He misses the free throw. Smith checked in for Dallas. And the second free throw, good. And here are the Cavaliers. They're on a 19-7 run. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here's LeBron. Shot clock at 6. For 3. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Boy, you relish these sorts of road games where you come in and you get the job done.
In a long schedule with the kinds of pressure of travel and tough opponents throughout the season, it's always good when you play a game like they have here.
So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And now we send you down to Doris Burke courtside, who's with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Congratulations, LeBron, on this win. What were the contributing factors to how well this team played tonight?
Came out with a lot of intensity. Offensively, we moved the ball, and everyone was involved. And defensively, try to get as many stops as possible, and we was able to do that.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.